Pro boxing fans here in London in the BT studios, here with Ben Davison. Ben, we're here because one of your fighters, Royston Barney Smith, is going to be fighting on the undercard of Fury versus Chisora. First of all, Ben, how's things? How's life?
All good, thanks. You?
All right, I'm gonna plug your channel because I watched an episode from the Ben Davison YouTube channel, and you know what, man, I was impressed. I think the first episode I watched was called Inside Performance. It gives a good insight of the gym, what you guys get up to. Just tell people what they can expect going forward.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an insight into the gym. I was thinking of a way to help push the boys and get the boys out there, because some of the boys are not the best with their social platforms, etc. So I thought it's a way of helping them get themselves out there.
Which is quite cool, because not a lot of people are doing stuff like this. So yeah, taking steps are a bit different to everyone else.
Yeah, I suppose. But it's the sort of stuff that people like to see, isn't it? Obviously, there's only so much that we can show. Perhaps along the way, as more footage is collected, when we go back, we'll be able to go show footage of what was done in preparation and how the fight played out. So that's another element to it that may be there. But let's see. I haven't got a 100% clear idea of exactly what direction to take it, but let's see.
Just want to throw that plug in before we start. But yeah, one of your fighters, Royston Barney Smith, somebody we've heard about coming through the amateurs, but once you guys linked up, we got to know him, and he's been very impressive in his first couple of fights. Fighting again in such a big stadium again. He fought at the Wembley Stadium last time around. Just talk to us. What can we expect from this guy?
Yeah, look, he's young. He's 18 years old still, so it's the right temperament and these kind of things, and seeing him settle down a little bit, which he has done, which is fantastic. Prepping his work properly, making the right decisions in moments, and gaining experience. These things are valuable at the moment. And last time he got a first round knockout, which is good, but what makes me happy is the way that he went about it. He was composed, calm, and went about it in the way that you want to see, and that's the most important thing to me. So he's making progress, and as long as he keeps his mind on the job and stays focused, then he'll go a very, very long way.
It seems like he's got a mature brain on them young shoulders. Every time we've spoken to him, and every time he spoke to the media, he always talks about them words, composed. Even when he did that first round knockout, he was like, yeah, I wanted to be composed, but I saw an opportunity there. You don't generally see that from a lot of young fighters. But like I said, he's 18 years old, man. That's very young in the game.
Yeah, he's only 18, and that was key. It was the way that he went about it. That was what I took away from that. Everybody wants to see these quick blowouts from these young prospects and thinks that it's brilliant. It's the fashion in which they go about it which is more impressive and which has more importance. And the way that he went about that first round knockout was composed, spiteful, cute, and it was an execution, to be honest.
Also, hopefully we get to see more of that on Saturday night. I do want to talk about other people in your gym and other fighters. I want to talk about Shabaz Masoud. Very impressive against Jack Davison. I was around the Frank Warren card last week, and the week before that where Liam Davies fought, Dennis McCann's about. So, we're talking about this division that's got a lot of good, great fighters in there. A lot of people they want Shabaz. Everyone I spoke to said, listen, let's make that fight happen. What do you want for Shabaz next? Because Shabaz is talking about world honours already. He's talking about moving to the top, but he's talking about someone like Liam Davies picked up, obviously European. Is that something that you guys would like to entertain?
Yeah, listen, I don't think that they do want the Shabaz fight, if I'm honest. I believe that Shabaz is fringe world level. I said that before the fight. I think Bateson is British level. And I said before the fight, I believe that Shabaz is fringe world level, and that's how the fight played out. So, yeah, I mean, look, Shabaz is open to taking any of those fights. I believe that Shabaz is fringe world level. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But it's a red-hot division at the minute. And, yes, it's one that I'm excited for.
A name that obviously Frank's got as one of the poster boys, Dennis McCann. That's the fight that I'm not going to lie to you. When I think about it, Dennis McCann and Shabaz Masoud, Great fight, man. We'd love to see that at some point. I'm not sure if it's the right time, but what would you say to that?
Yeah, it's a brilliant fight. Look, they're fights that have to be made along the way. So, yeah, all of these fights are fights that we're open to, and I'm sure Dennis is open to, and I'm sure Liam is open to. So, look, no one's going to sit here and start calling out names. You know, got respect for Dennis, got respect for Liam. But along the way, these fights have to be made. Same as Jack, I've got a hell of a lot of respect for Jack. Not a bad word said in the build-up. I've got a hell of a lot of respect for him after the fight. But these fights have to be made along the way. So, yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
Another fight I want to talk about, Leigh Wood. It seems like it's this circle that he's in that's... We don't know what we're getting. Leo Santa Cruz first time around, then another fight, possibly now back to Leo Santa Cruz. What's going on with him?
So the situation was Leo Santa Cruz was going to have a unification clash with Ray Vargas. So in the meantime, rather than sitting and waiting for that, we said we'll box Lara. Lee picked up an injury. Whatever happened with the Ray Vargas Leo Santa Cruz fight, I don't know. WBA have now ordered the Leo Santa Cruz fight again with a 15-day negotiation period. We don't know yet what the decisions are going to be on that, if he's going to vacate, if he's going to fight, or what. So we're literally waiting for that. But I know that Josh Warrington's fighting. If he vacates, Josh Warrington's fighting next weekend. Dream fight for Lee, unification clash. Both big sellers. It's a stadium clash, so that is number one priority if Leo Santa Cruz vacates. If not, we don't know. You know, Lara's still an option. If the Santa Cruz fight is there and it happens, and then that's there. So we're literally just waiting. But you know, a unification clash is a dream come true, especially with not being too far away from each other. You know, a stadium fight. It's all the things that dreams are made of. So I hope, and Lee hopes, that fight can be made.
Another fight I want to talk about, Billy Joe Saunders. We've heard that, you know, he's been in the gym doing bits with yourself. We spoke to Barry. He told us, yeah, he'd been about. But a lot of fights, I spoke to Don Riley. He goes, yeah, I spoke to Billy Joe last week. I saw him last week. I'd love to have that fight. I'd love to have that rematch. Spoke to Hamza Shira. I said it'd be awesome to see Billy Joe back in the ring. A lot of people want to see Billy Joe back in the ring. When can we expect him to be back in the ring?
I think it would be, you know, he's training, he's dropped a lot of weight, and Christmas is around the corner, so I think if we're going to see it, it's going to be around March time next year, I think. But yeah, you know, we'll see.
Because everyone still wants to see that Chris Eubank Jr. fight. I know he's going to be fighting Liam Smith. I just want to move on to that then. They just had the press conference, which is Chris is becoming this villain type role that he's playing right now. What do you make of that fight?
I think it's a brilliant fight. I think Liam Smith's an underrated fight. I think he's a top quality fight. I think that's a really competitive fight. I'm intrigued to see how Eubank goes about that fight, because we know that at one point in his career he was this high volume guy, and I think that if he takes that approach, it'd be interesting to see the second half of the fight. Because Liam Smith's a very efficient fighter, very compact, will make you pay if you're inefficient. Very smart like that. Uses his attributes very well. But we've also seen Eubank boxing on the back foot, a lot more behind the lead hand, trying to maintain a bit of distance. The difference with that is Liam Smith won't transition in the same way that Liam Williams was. That's why I'm not sure if he will approach it in that manner. So it's an intriguing fight. It's a competitive fight as well, in my opinion.
Everyone that I spoke to hasn't been able to give a definite answer on the winner, so all is a good sign for a good fight. Do you want to talk about the main event here? Your friend, someone that you worked with in the past, Tyson Fury against Chisora. And from people in the game and people who watch the sport, we're expecting Tyson to do the job on Chisora and move on to bigger fights in 2023. That fight that everyone's talking about right now is an undisputed fight with Oleksandr Usyk. Do you feel like Oleksandr Usyk has the physique, has the skills to beat somebody like Tyson Fury?
I'll be honest with you. I think if Tyson looks to maintain distance and stand off him and box, it's a tough fight, very tough fight, in my opinion. I think if he decides to do that early, within 2-3 rounds, Tyson to go, no, not happening. We'll switch it up, glove up, step to him, and if he does that, it'll be too big. Very good up close, Tyson, knows how to cut the ring off, and I think that he'd end up getting on top of Usyk, in my opinion.
If not, Tyson Fury, I said, if Usyk's not ready, Joyce, put up your gloves, let's get it on. Everyone that I've spoken to, I said, Joyce is a problem in that division. Can he beat the big man in Tyson Fury?
Again, depends how Tyson. Obviously, I've watched him do a lot of round sparring. It depends on how Tyson goes about the fight again. If Tyson's loading up with every shot, trying to punch to keep him off, if you don't get him out of there, you're having a hard night. Don't care who you are. But you're efficient, smart with your positioning, controlling the tempo, and playing your attacks off of each other. Then I think that Tyson is capable of not completely cruising to victory. It'll still be difficult, but almost making it look relatively easy.
Cool. And this is the last one for myself. Do you watch much football? Are you watching the World Cup right now?
Not really, no.
I'm not sure if you've seen, but Canelo's actually called out Leo Messi because they
I'm not saying a bad word about Canelo. It's not happening.
No.
I've seen the video. I'm not sure that's exactly what happened, if I'm honest, of how it's being taken. It's a changing room. Football shirts are on the floor. I think there may even be some Argentina shirts on the floor. But I'm not arguing with Canelo. So.
Ben Davison, listeners, a pleasure talking to yourself. Obviously, you want to tell the guys to subscribe to your channel, Ben Davison YouTube channel. A lot more content coming out, and we'll see you Saturday night. Good luck with Royston, and we'll catch you very, very soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.